Today we're taking this 25,000 euro simulator from our workshop in Lithuania to a real racing driver in Germany who's been racing for over 20 years. So a long-time GT3 driver and a racing coach reached out to us wanting us to spec a complete sim setup for a driver he's coaching. The driver is a gentleman driver and his son is also getting into racing, so this sim is going to be put to good use. They had a more basic sim before, like a playseat or something, but they didn't spend that much time on it since the equipment and configuration wasn't good enough for them to transfer their skills to real life. So they thought it's time to get a proper sim so they can train more before races and they can avoid incidents and just be sharper overall. So this is the sim we're delivering to them this week. The racing coach races and trains on the sim himself, so he knows a thing or two about them, and we hopped on a quick call with them and together decided that our H1 package was the best fit for them. And let me tell you exactly why that is. Our H1 package includes the Asetek Invicta wheelbase, which has 27 Newton meters of torque, and that amount of torque allows it to be very reactive, and it also brings out a lot of details into your hands. For example, what's happening on the track and with your car, so you can clearly know when you're driving on the limit of grip and when you surpass it. Asetek wheelbases also have a unique thing, which is USB pass-through quick release. That means you can use any steering wheel you want with the base without having a cable dangling around, and that makes it very convenient when you want to switch wheels. For example, you want to drive rally and GT cars. You can easily grab this Porsche wheel, just take it off and put another round wheel on it, and you don't need any cables to connect the steering wheel with your PC. Next up, for the brake pedal, the most important thing in racing and in sim racing, we have the Simucube active pedal. This is hands down the best pedal on the market because it's active, it doesn't use any springs or rubbers to produce resistance, unlike these regular pedals. It works only based on force feedback, and which makes its adjustability basically limitless. You can just move sliders in the software and get the exact same feeling as you have in your real car. For the screens, we use a triple 32-inch monitor setup. These screens are the most optimal size for a triple screen setup because they wrap around you 180 degrees and they provide a realistic field of view, so you can actually feel like you're sitting inside a real car. Kam aš šitus parodžiau? On the H1, we also have a 2.5 DOF motion system and a belt tensioner, so you're not sitting still when driving. It adds a lot of immersion, so you have way more fun when driving, and it also helps transfer the skill to real life more because you have more feelings of what's going on the track and with your car. They said when they're not training, they also want to do some rally and drifting, so we added this awesome shifter and a handbrake so they can do that, and we also have this button box here so they can control their car in game. For audio, we have a full 5.1 surround sound system, so the sounds wrap all around you and you're fully immersed in it. And we also have a cool accessory here, which is the wind simulator. You might think it's weird, but it's actually a very cool thing because you get another sense of speed and it actually keeps you cool while racing, which is a big problem when you're on the race sim and you're sweating a lot. In this package, we have everything we need for a proper training simulator, and we're not going completely insane on budget. We don't have full-on Spider motion systems and we don't have big screens. So this simulator is compact and a very powerful tool for training. So it's Friday, 6:50 a.m. We just loaded the sim into the truck and we're heading off to Germany. We've got a 13-hour drive in front of us, so that's plus 2 hours for stops and whatever. So we're gonna be there at nighttime, we're gonna sleep, and then from the morning we're going to go to install the sim. So we actually love going and installing the sims into our clients' homes ourselves because it's way better than just shipping it out into a crate. We can come fully install the sim on site, teach them how to use everything, and also configure the setup to them. So for example, I just brake pedal with them together according to the real car and things like that. But yeah, shipping in a crate is way cheaper than that. So we just arrived at the client's house. This is where the sim will be standing. They want the monitors facing that way, but we have a little problem here. This door will be a bit tricky to get in, and we have these hard stairs to bring the sim upstairs. And yeah, the door here is pretty wide, but we have this turn right here, so I'm not sure. We're gonna have to disassemble some parts. We're definitely gonna take the seat off and maybe even more parts. that's it. We're done with the build. It turned out absolutely amazing. The clients loved it. We had a real racing driver, a professional one, driving the sim, testing everything. We configured the brake pedal with him. He said he absolutely loves the belt tensioner, which is the best accessory there is, as I always say. He also loved the brake pedal, how adjustable it is. We configured it to get the exact same feeling as he likes and has in his own cars. And yeah, overall a beast of a setup. We taught them how to use everything. We did rally drifting, GT3, LMP cars. Yeah, we're done. So we're back in Lithuania in our HQ, and yeah, it was a very fun weekend trip. And you might think it's weird that we delivered these sims ourselves and drive like 13 hours to the client to install and dial in everything ourselves, when we can just ship it in a wooden crate by couriers and the client can do everything themselves. But why we actually deliver these sims ourselves is so that we can ensure the simulator is absolutely perfect. What I mean is, when the client receives the sim, they may ignore some important details like the seating position, like the brake pedal feeling. So when we deliver the sims ourselves, we actually ensure that the seating position, the gear is dialed in to exactly how they want it. So did they actually like the sim? They previously had a more basic setup, like I showed you before, but yeah, their pedals were wobbling, the screens were misaligned, the configuration was off, and everything was just bad. So they enjoyed this sim a lot. Felipe, the client's coach, is actually a professional GT3 driver, and he races on the sim himself, but he hasn't actually tried motion, belt tensioner, or the active pedal, and he was very curious to try the setup out, and he actually did. And you know what he loved the most? It was actually the belt tensioner. He was amazed with how good it feels. And I also asked him, do you think it feels realistic? And he actually said yes, even though it's kind of the opposite of real life. Yeah, he also loved motion and enjoyed the active pedal a lot. We dialed in the brake pedal to feel exactly how he feels it in a GT3 car. If you're a real driver, a dad with a kid starting racing, or a coach, and you want a proper simulator for training, the best place to reach me is via DM on Instagram. See you!